Good morning, children. Children, it's English Bal Bharati of Standard 7. So, today we are going to see lesson number 4.6 Papa Pano Special Christmas, which is written by Leo Tolstoy. So, children, let's see on page number 99. 4.6 Papa Pano Special Christmas. It was Christmas Eve, and although it was still afternoon, lights had begun to appear in the shops and houses of the little Russian village, for the short winter day was nearly over. Excited children scurried indoors, and now only muffled sounds of chatter and laughter escaped from closed shutters. Old Papa Pano, the village shoemaker, stepped outside his shop to take one last look around. The sounds of happiness, the bright lights, and the faint but delicious smells of Christmas cooking reminded him of past Christmas times when his wife had still been alive and his own children little. Now they had gone. Children, it's a story of Christmas Eve, and you can see that the time is afternoon, but even the lights had begun to appear in the shops and houses of that little Russian village. And old Papa Pano, who is the village shoemaker, he stepped outside his shop to take one last look around, and he heard that sound, even that he saw that bright light and delicious smell of Christmas, which remind him his wife and his own children, but now they had gone. His usually cheerful face, with the little laughter winkle behind the round steel spectacles, looked sad now. But he went back indoors with a firm step, put up the shutters, and set a pot of coffee to heat on the charcoal stove. Then, with a sigh, he settled in his big armchair. Papa Pano did not often read, but tonight he pulled down the big old family Bible and slowly tracing the lines with one forefinger, he read again the Christmas story. He read how Mary and Joseph, tired by their journey to Bethlehem, found no room for them at the inn, so that Mary's little baby was born in the cowshed. So Papa Pano looked outside the shop, and after that he went inside shop and put up the shutter and set a pot of coffee to heat on the charcoal stove. And after that, Papa Pano did not often read, but that night he pulled down the big old family Bible and started to read it. When he started to read it, that he saw Mary and Joseph, both of them tried by their journey, but unfortunately they did not get a single room for them, and Mary's little baby was born in cowshed. Oh dear, exclaimed Papa Pano. If only they had come here, I would have given them my bed, and I could have covered the baby with my patchwork quilt to keep him warm. When Papa Pano read that Bible, he read that Joseph and Mary, they did not get room, and unfortunately Mary gave birth to a baby in the cowshed. Because of this, Papa Pano became very sad, and he said, oh dear, if only they had come here, I would have given them my bed, and I could have covered the baby with my patchwork quilt to keep him warm. He read on about the wise men who had come to see the baby Jesus, bringing him splendid gifts. Papa Pano's face fell. I have no gift that I could give him, he thought sadly. Then his face brightened. He put down the Bible, got up, and stretched his long arms to the shelf high up in his little room. He took down a small, dusty box and opened it. Inside was a perfect pair of tiny leather shoes. Papa Pano smiled with satisfaction. Yes, they were as good as he had remembered. The best shoes he had ever made. I should give him those, he decided. as he gently put them away and sat down again. He was feeling tired now, and the further he read, the sleeper he became. The print began to dance before his eyes so that he closed them, just for a minute. In no time at all, Papa Pano was fast asleep. And as he slept, he dreamed. He dreamed that someone was in his room, and he knew at once, as one does in dreams, who the person was. It was Jesus. "You have been wishing that you could see me, Papa Pano," he said kindly. "Then look for me tomorrow. It will be Christmas Day and I will visit you. But look carefully, for I shall not tell you who I am." When at last Papa Pano awoke, the bells were ringing out and a thin light was flittering through the shutters. "Bless my soul," said Papa Pano. "It's Christmas Day." Children, when Papa Pano slept, he dreamed. And he dreamed that someone was in his room. So who was that person? That was the Jesus. And Jesus talked with Papa Pano. And he told to Papa Pano that tomorrow I will come to meet to you. Then look for me tomorrow. He stood up and stretched himself, for he was rather stiff. Then his face filled with happiness as he remembered his dream. This would be a very special Christmas after all, for Jesus was coming to visit him. How would he look? Would he be a little baby, as at that first Christmas? Would he be a grown man, a carpenter, or the great king that he is, God's son? He must watch carefully the whole day through so that he recognized him however he came. When Papa Pano woke up, after that he remembered his dream and he became very happy and he started to think about the Jesus. Now he was thinking, would he be the little baby or would he be a grown man or a carpenter or a great king? Who he will be? How he will come? When he will meet me? All these questions were started in the mind of Papa Pano. Papa Pano put on a special pot of coffee for his Christmas breakfast, took down the shutters and looked out of the window. The street was deserted. No one was stirring yet. No one except the road sweeper. He looked as miserable and dirty as ever, and well he might. Whoever wanted to work on Christmas Day and in the raw cold and bitter freezing mist of such a morning? Papa Pano opened the shop door, letting in a thin stream of cold air. "Come in," he shouted across the street cheerily. "Come in and have some hot coffee to keep out the cold." So children, Papa Pano watched outside the shop. He was waiting for the Jesus, but no one was there on that road. The road was desert. It means fully empty, barren road. No one was there except one sweeper was there. So Papa Pano called him because he thought that too much cold is here and in this cold the sweeper is doing his work calmly. So he called him and he asked him to come inside and have some hot coffee to keep out the cold. The sweeper looked up, scarcely able to believe his ears. He was only too glad to put down his broom and come into the warm room. His old clothes streamed gently in that heat of the stove, and he clasped both red hands round the comforting warm mug as he drank. Papa Pano watched him with satisfaction, but every now and then his eyes stayed to the window. It would never do to miss his special visitor. So who was his special visitor? Jesus. Papa Pano again and again watching outside the window. He was just waiting for the special visitor, and special visitor was Jesus. Expecting someone, the sweeper asked at last. So Papa Pano told him about his dream. "Well, I hope he comes," the sweeper said. "You have given me a bit of Christmas cheer I never expected to have. I had said you deserve to have your dream come true. and he actually smiled. When he had gone, Papa Pano put on cabbage soup for his dinner, then went to the door again, scanning the street. He saw no one, but he was mistaken. Someone was coming. So, children, Papa Pano had given coffee to Sweeper, but he was continuously watching outside. He watched himself with satisfaction, but every now and then his eyes stayed to the window. So after that, Sweeper observed him and Sweeper asked him about why are you looking outside again and again. Then Papa Pano answered him that he saw one dream. He told him about his dream. So that Sweeper, he said that your dream will come true. Again Papa Pano went outside and watching on the street, but no one was there. But someone was coming. He was mistaken. The girl walked so slowly and quietly, hugging the walls of shops and houses, that it was a while before he noticed her. She looked very tired and she was carrying something. As she drew nearer, he could see that it was a baby, wrapped in a thin shawl. There was such sadness in her face and in the pinched little face of the baby that Papa Pano's heart went out to them. Now Papa Pano observed that girl. One girl is coming and she is coming very slowly and quietly. She is very tired girl and she is carrying something. So she drew nearer. He could see that it was a baby and that baby was wrapped in a thin shawl. That girl is very sad. Her face is looking very sad. "Won't you come in?" he called, stepping outside to meet them. "You both need a warm by the fire and a rest." The young mother led him safeward her indoors and to the comfort of the armchair. She gave a big sigh of relief. "I will warm some milk for the baby," Papa Pano said. "I have had children of my own. I can feed her for you." He took the milk from the stove and carefully fed the baby from a spoon, warming her tiny feet by the stove at the same time. "She needs shoes," the cobbler said. But the girl replied, "I can't afford shoes. I have got no husband to bring some money. I'm on my way to the next village to get work." A sudden thought flashed through Papa Pano's mind. He remembered the little shoes he had looked at last night, but he had been keeping those for Jesus. He looked again at the cold little feet and made up his mind. So now Papa Pano was thinking that last night he saw that shoes, which was the masterpiece of Papa Pano, and he kept that shoes for Jesus. But again he looked at the cold little feet and made up his mind. "Try these on her," he said, handing the baby and the shoes to the mother. The beautiful little shoes were a perfect fit. The girl smiled happily and the baby gurgled with pleasure. "You have been so kind to us," the girl said. When she got up with her baby to go, "May all your Christmas wishes come true." But Papa Pano was beginning to wonder if his very special Christmas wish would come true. So what was his special Christmas wish? That he was very excited that today Jesus will come to meet him. He was waiting for Jesus. Now Papa Pano offered that shoes to that girl and she became very happy when she got that shoes. When that girl got up with her baby to go, she said, "May all your Christmas wishes come true." And immediately Papa Pano reminded about his dream. And again he started to watch outside the shop. He was waiting for Jesus. But Papa Pano was beginning to wonder if his very special Christmas wish would come true. Perhaps he had missed his visitor. He looked anxiously up and down the street. There were plenty of people about, but they were all faces that he recognized. There were neighbors going to call on their families. They nodded and smiled and wished him Happy Christmas or beggars, and Papa Pano hurried indoor to fetch them hot soup and a generous hunk of bread, hurrying out again in case he missed the important stranger. All too soon the winter dusk fell. When Papa Pano next went to the door and strained his eyes, he could no longer make out the passer-by. Most were home and indoors by now anyway. He walked slowly back into his room at last, put up the shutters, and sat down wearily in his armchair. So he had been just a dream after all. Jesus had not come. Then all at once he knew that he was no longer alone in the room. Now Papa Pano became a little bit nervous because the whole day he was waiting for Jesus. He was very anxious to meet to Jesus. He was very excited to meet him. And he started to think that all the faces that he recognized, there were neighbors going to call on the families. They nodded and smiled and wished him Happy Christmas. After that, he recalled beggars, and Papa Pano hurried indoor to fetch them hot soup and generous hunk of bread, and hurrying out again in case he missed the important stranger. All too soon the winter dusk fell. When Papa Pano next went to the door and strained his eyes, he could no longer make out the passers-by. Most were home and indoor by now anyway. He walked slowly back into his room at last, put up the shutters, and sat down wearily in his armchair. So it had been just a dream after all. Jesus had not come. Then all at once he knew that he was no longer alone in the room. This was not a dream, for he was wide awake. At first he seemed to see before his eyes the long stream of people who had come to him that day. He saw again the old road sweeper, the young mother and her baby, and the beggars he had fed. As they passed, each whispered, "Didn't you see me, Papa Pano?" "Who are you?" he called out, bewildered. Then another voice answered him. It was the voice from his dream, the voice of Jesus. "I was hungry and you fed me," he said. "I was naked and you clothed me. I was cold and you warmed me. I came to you today in every one of those who you helped and welcomed." Then all was quiet and still. Only the sound of a big clock ticking could be heard. A great peace and happiness seemed to fill the room. Overflowing, Papa Panos heard until he wanted to burst out singing and laughing and dancing with joy. "So he did come after all," was all that he said. So children, at last Papa Pano became very happy. He wanted to burst out singing, laughing and dancing with joy, because now he realized that the girl who came in his shop, he offered her shoes, then sweeper to whom he offered coffee, and the beggars to whom he offered the bread and soup. So all of these people are none other than Jesus. So when he realized it, he became very happy. So like this way, the end of the story was very happy. So children, I hope that you understood this story. Now let's see on page number 99. We will discuss about the margin questions. So first question, you can see on page number 99 right side. In the little village, what shows that it is Christmas time? The answer will be, the children were excited and there were sounds of chatter and laughter in the houses. The sounds of happiness, the bright lights and the smell of Christmas cooking showed that it is Christmas time in the little village. See the next question now. Think and answer. Did Papa Pano have a shop away from his home? So answer is no. His shop and home were the same. Next question is, did he live alone? Why? So answer is yes. He lived alone because his wife and children were dead. Next question. What do the laughter winkle tell us? So answer is, the laughter winkle tell us that Papa Pano was a happy and jolly person who laughed or smiled a lot. Children, see the next question. What tells us that Papa Pano is a kind person? The answer is, after reading the Christmas story, Papa Pano thought that if Mary and Joseph and Mary's little baby had come to his house, he would give them his bed and cover the baby with the quilt to keep it warm. This concern, even for the people in the story, tells us that he is a kind person. When he saw the sweeper looking miserable and dirty on the cold Christmas morning, he felt sorry for him. He invited him into his house for hot coffee. This also shows his kindness. Children, now see on page number 100. The first question is, why is the small box dusty? So answer is, the small box contained a perfect pair of tiny leather shoes, probably kept as mementos, for they were the best shoes that Papa Pano had made. The box had been kept high up on a shelf and he had probably forgotten about it. Therefore, it was dusty. Next question now. What thoughts did Papa Pano have before he fell asleep? Were they related to his dream? So answer is, Papa Pano first thought that he had no gift to give baby Jesus. Then he thought that he could give baby Jesus the tiny leather shoes as a gift. They were the best shoes he had ever made. Yes, they were related to his dream. Next question. Did Papa Pano believe in his dream? So answer is yes. Papa Pano believed in his dream. Next one. In what forms did Papa Pano imagine Jesus to visit him? So answer is, he wondered if Jesus would be a little baby or a grown man or a carpenter or a great king when he came to visit him. Children, now see on page number 101. The first question is, have you ever noticed how some people have to work ever on festivals? Who are they? So children, this is open-ended question. So what you are thinking about this, you have to write down. Children, see the next question. Why did Papa Pano give hot coffee to the sweeper? The answer is, the sweeper was looking miserable and dirty, for he had to work in the cold, misty morning, and that too on Christmas Day. Papa Pano felt sorry for him and hence he gave him some hot coffee to keep out the cold. Next one. Why did he tell the sweeper about his dream? Answer is, Papa Pano kept looking out the window for he did not want to miss his special visitor. The sweeper noticed this and asked if he was expecting someone. Therefore, Papa Pano told him about his dream. Next one. Why did the sweeper smile? Answer is, the sweeper smiled because he was grateful to Papa Pano for giving him a bit of Christmas cheer which he had never expected to have. Children, now see on page number 102 the first question. What does the way the girl walked suggest? Answer is, the way the girl walked suggests that she was extremely tired and very sad. Next question is, why did Papa Pano give the shoes to the baby though he had been keeping them for Jesus? So answer is, Papa Pano was a kind-hearted man. He was that the baby's feet were very cold and she had no shoes. Her mother could not offer to buy her any. Therefore, he decided to give the shoes to the baby though he had been keeping them for Jesus. Children, now see on page number 103. How does the author show that Papa Pano was disappointed? What actions of Papa Pano suggest it? So answer is, after waiting for Jesus the whole day, Papa Pano finally walked back into his room at last and put up the shutters. Then he sat down wearily in his armchair. This action suggests that he was disappointed. Next question. How does the author describe Papa Pano's happiness? Answer is, The author says that a great peace and happiness seemed to fill the room, overflowing Papa Pano's heart. He wanted to burst out singing and laughing and dancing with joy. These words describe his happiness. So now children, you have to write down all these question answers in your classwork notebook, and you have to write a character sketch of Papa Pano in your own words. Even write down own inspirational of the story. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care.